When you're playing shots, do you feel like your hands are overactive? Do you watch your swing on video and you feel like your hands are flipping? And I'll define that in a second. Then this video is for you, because I'll show you a couple of drills where you can avoid having the hands flipping. So what is flipping in the first place? It's when the shaft of the club catches up and passes being in line with the left arm too early in the swing. Another way of looking at that is that when I swing the club here, if holding the club to the back of my hand and my forearm are in line, as I swing the club down and through, my wrist, my left wrist, bends this way. So as the club's swinging down and through, the wrist works this way. Of course, I don't want that. So let's do some small drills to help reduce that flipping motion. The first of them is that when the club swings through, we're going to make just very, very short swings through to here. So when I make that short little swing, so it's almost like a tiny little pitch shot, but when I get to the end of the stroke, the things that I'm looking to check for are that my lower body, my upper body, and the shaft of my club are all facing in the same direction. If I swing through, my hands and my body might, my lower body and my upper body might finish here, but the club keeps going. My hands have been too active. That's a clue that they could actually be flipping during the swing. So the first thing is playing those little shots and just finishing through to here. So when I get to here, the shaft of the club is about level with the ground, maybe just a little bit below it. That's the first thing. Another short drill that you can do is to play the shot with the feeling of no wrist hinging at all. So as the club goes back and through, this is a very short swing, club goes back and through, and again, there's no movement through the wrists there. That second one, the wrist will tend to be a little bit tighter, so the first drill is probably a little bit better. But the second one might be a good one for you to do to actually reduce that wrist action. Then what we need to do, you're not going to hit the ball very far doing that, we need to do something that's going to allow the club to go back further and again prevent that flipping. So that first drill where we made those small swings, we're going to do that again, but this time, and this is a step up in difficulty, we're going to swing the club back and allow the wrists to hinge in the backswing, but still finish at that same point. So now my hands need to be really inactive when I come down. So swing the club back, little bit of wrist movement, and then through to that same point there. And when you do these drills, do it with a short iron. It's going to make it a lot easier to play the shot. One more drill for you is, and we won't actually hit a ball doing this, but when the club swings through, we want to swing the club through just past impact and then bring the club back to impact with your upper body. Now, if my hands are doing too much, I can't bring the club back. So this swing here, hit the shot, and then come back to address. So I'm actually stopping the club from swinging and then coming back. And again, I can hit a shot doing that. So just, again, little swings through, hit the ball, and come back. Now, if I've got any hand action at all, I won't be able to do any of those drills that I've shown you there. So if you practice doing those drills, you'll find that you'll get more security with the wrist through impact. The next stage is to allow the club to swing, making those drills and keeping the wrists as soft as you possibly can. So as the club swings back and through, my wrists are moving, but it's not me moving my wrists, it's just the weight of the swinging club. So my end goal is to be able to swing the club. The club always wants to catch up and be in line with my hands and then pass them as it swings through. But it's the act of the club and my arms working as levers that's going to do that, rather than me using my hands. If I use my hands, that will happen way too early. Really common thing. If I just allow my wrist to be quite free when I'm making that motion, so if we watch this swing here, the club will catch up with my hands and then swing through, but ideally it won't happen, or the club won't catch up with my hands until impact, and then it'll pass my hands. So if I make this swing here a little longer, we can see the timing of the club catching up with my hands. So I can feel my wrists moving, but the key thing here is I'm not activating them, I'm not using them in the swing. So practice that first of all with very low speed, short swings with a short iron, then gradually build up the range and build up the speed of the swing, and you'll find that you'll start to, one, notice whether or not your hands are doing any of the work. Those drills will be very difficult to do if your hands are active. After that, you'll notice a big difference in the quality of your strike.